are going to do a tone drawing.
Go over there.
We're going to do a tone drawing. So we have a drawing that is all line with perspective grid on it. We have a drawing that is selective. We selected 3 boxes to extend using the grid. So we started to draw a surface. So we started to say, oh, we don't always have to draw with a line, we can draw with surface. Well, I could also do that with a piece of charcoal. So actually, even though you only just started to draw like this, what is going on here? I can do the same thing. So I could do this, I could make a drawing just by using the side of my charcoal stick. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to draw a cube because apparently that's all I know how to do. I'm going to draw a cube. And remember when we did cross contour lines, we said that these lines are, we drew a cube or an object first, and we drew the lines that showed its shape. And when we did cross contour, every time that ant hit a line, it changed direction. So these lines, these contour lines, became places of choice. They became places where we had to turn the cross contour. Well, in the tone drawing, these are also places of choice. So for every line on your line drawing, your perspective drawing, it's going to have to be a place where you make a different choice about tone. So that's a pretty intense drawing. So let's say this is a picture of a cube, and the idea is with the final drawing that you don't see any lines at all. So this drawing is all lines. The extended box drawing is sort of a hybrid. It has lines and planes. And then the tone drawing is only plane. So what we have to do is decide where this cube is light, where it's dark, where it's medium, to sort of sort the information. And we could trace this, and we could go out to the support space and just try and do it by looking. Or we could take a photo and kind of do it from the photo, because it's hard enough anyway. Okay? So before I do that, I'm just going to show you a little bit of logic that I use sometimes when I'm doing a tone drawing, which is sort of hypothetical. I imagine where the light is coming from. So let's say the sun is here. This is the international symbol for sun. Okay? So if that's the international symbol for sun, what is this the international symbol for?
An egg.
Yeah, exactly right. It's the sun, fried egg. Okay. So I imagine if the sun is shining on this box, the top of the box is the brightest. And then the side that's away from the sun is probably the darkest. Nothing is black. And then the other one is probably number 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rip this out so I can have some control. I'm going to take my charcoal stick and I'm going to put tone on everything that isn't number 1. Because if this has to be white, I can just let the paper do that work. Okay, so I'm going to put tone. I'm going to make sure I can do that first by practicing on a separate sheet. And I'm going to put tone on everything that isn't 1. I'm not putting it on number 2. I'm putting it on like everything that isn't white. Okay? I keep spinning the paper because I can only do this in one direction. Maybe I'll put a bit of tone, which I'm going really light because it's really hard to come back from dark. Okay? So you can already see it starts to look a little bit 3D. Now I need this number 3 side to be darker than number 2 side. So instead of doing 2 a medium grey, and then doing 3 a darker grey, I'm just going to build it. So if I need this to be darker, I'm just going to make it darker. And you'll see, without putting grey on everything, already I can see sort of the 3 sides. Maybe I would like it to be a little bit darker all over. I'm just laying some groundwork for my drawing. I'm not doing all the little bits first, I'm just trying to figure out some strategy for doing the drawing. Now you'll see that of all the lines I use to draw this cube, I've already made decisions at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. I have 2 more lines to make a decision. Because in the drawing of this cube, these two lines are doing all of the work to show me where the edge of the cube is. So I have to decide if the top of the cube is lighter or darker than what's behind. And I think this cube was sitting on a dark floor. I could check by going out there and looking, or looking at my photo. So what I'm actually going to do is, I'm not going to put anything else on the cube. I am going to make it, I picked this up again and now I'm using a different edge, so I'm still going to make sure it's smooth. I'm going to actually put tone behind the cube. I'm going to sort of put it behind the cube. And you'll see when I do that, now I've lost contrast here. So I have to start light so I can build. So now I lost contrast there. So now I have to decide again which is darker. So I'm going to decide that the background is darker, actually. But over here, maybe I'll do the same there. I'll decide that the background is darker. So actually, now you can see this cube without any lines at all. And this is the task of our tone drawing. I didn't show this to the morning class, but I guess if they see this video, they'll see it. There may be things that you see that were not visible when you just drew the boxes. There may be shadows. So there might be a box that has like a dark line across it. You're also drawing that. So maybe this box has, got to turn this so I have control of it, and I'll show you how to get into these little tricky places in it. There's a groove in this thing. I don't mean the good kind of groove either. Or,
what's a good groove?
You know, getting your groove on.
Oh.
Groove. Yeah, what she said. Okay. So if this thing is wide and fat, it's quite hard for me to make an acute angle. But I know that this is charcoal and this is charcoal. So if I wanted to sharpen this up, if I wanted to sharpen a point, I could always go in with my pencil and kind of like tighten some stuff up like that. I know that your drawing is more complicated than one cube, but you might just start by trying a cube and see if you can make it read without lines. And I'm going to make my box look thicker than cardboard, but what I'm going to show you is once I have the overall strategy, then I can start to come in and make it look like a hole here.
Are we doing the flaps for this one?
We're doing everything. You're drawing what you see. So we're going back from an imagined drawing to a pictorial drawing. So basically, you're just drawing what you see. So if you took a photograph, and what we're going to do is put a spotlight on those boxes out there, and it'll have to be in different positions for different people. So you go to the position where you did your drawing from, and you shine a light so that one surface is brighter than the other. And take a photograph of that, not from above, from where you were sitting. And then I would like print that out, honestly. I wouldn't keep looking at my damn phone, because it's this big. I would print it out in 11 by 17, black and white, because it's more helpful for this drawing and it's cheaper. And then I could actually do this exercise at my desk, because I think it's a lot harder to do this with 28 people sitting around you on like a floppy newsprint pad. So what we're going to do is not pretend that cameras don't exist, because it's hard enough to make these decisions anyway. We're just going to sort of flatten the view for ourselves. Okay? So our job for Wednesday is to, so basically we're going to trace our whole five box drawing again. And we could start to show, we're going to trace it in pencil. I don't know why I picked up this thing. We could start to show thickness, because when you start to do these drawings, thickness becomes important. So we're just going to have a shot at this for next Wednesday. Because if all of next Wednesday, I think we can stop. No, okay, keep rolling. All of next Wednesday is working on tone drawing. But I don't want to start with everybody to start with one of these, a blank sheet. I want you to start with one great big screw-up tone drawing. Like, I tried it and I don't know what I'm doing. And I'll say, oh, I think this is your problem. Okay? So you're going to try one. And everyone will have some kind of attempt. My advice is don't get too dark, because it's really hard to take it off. You can lighten it a little bit with dabbing a kneaded eraser, but you can't go really light. So the goal is by next Friday, that's a week away, to have this drawing, the line drawing, to have the extended color drawing, which a lot of people almost finished today. It doesn't take long once you've figured it out. And then the third drawing, which is this one.
Oh, yes. All right.
Yeah. All this drawing is that a lot of times.
Yep.
This is not this person's first drawing. It's her drawing after trying it once, and then she improved it during studio. I can show you how to save these. So you have to trace the thing in pencil. So these are the same person's work. Here's another one, which is a little sort of softer and subtler and slightly more sketchy. It is also beautiful. Here's another one where the person was sitting so low that actually the dark floor was behind some of the boxes and the white wall was above the top part of the boxes. So the boxes looked dark against the wall and light against the floor. And this person began to notice that the floor was a little bit shiny. But the sort of subtleties of these drawings is what I'm going to show you on Wednesday. Yeah, you're just going to put tone on. Yeah. So you just almost felt like you were getting to grips with mastering this class, and then I put this in front of you, am I right? It's going to be like this till Christmas. And probably after that too.
Next
So,
5 to 6 years.
yeah. But if you look at what's on your desk right now, and you look at the first drawing that you did last Monday of some weird little box that I put in front of you, you'll see that in less than 2 weeks you came a long way. Well, we're going to go all the way. And I always say, when in doubt, go all the way. Thank you, Maggie. You can